Let me see if anyone, before we conclude this hearing, does anybody have the sense that they wanted to say something that they didn't get the chance to say, or correct anything that you said that you wish you hadn't have said?
Chairman, I would like to jump in here real quick.
Please.
The VAOIG looks at pretty much everything from soup to nuts, from fraud as well as the oversight, as we've discussed today. But one particular area that I think Senator Banks just touched on and Colonel Gade touched on are the DBQs. And let me be clear. The DBQs are a problem both publicly and internally. They're because of the lack of controls, and we have specific reports to this as to issues that VBA is not following up on within their internal contracts and their DBQs. They are the pot calling the kettle black. So there are issues with public-facing DBQs. There have been since they were engaged and brought forward, and those continue both internally and externally. So our recommendation is that we look at and we recommend that the committee consider looking at all DBQs and setting some standards at your level. Thank you.
Anyone else? Mr. Gade?
And Senator, just briefly, and I'm sorry that she departed earlier, Senator Duckworth and I were in the hospital together. She was wounded 2 months before I was. And so I wish that we had been able to have that conversation that she directed to me in a two-way direction, but unfortunately I had to sit here. What I believe about mental health reform is that the system should better address invisible wounds like PTSD, but without incentivizing long-term disability. PTSD is curable. PTSD is possible to recover from and lead a full and thriving life. But a veteran who's labeled 100% permanent and total before the efforts have been made to get better is one whose life is made worse by that system. And that's been my argument for the last 20 years, and it will be my argument until my dying day. And I'm sorry that Senator Duckworth missed that.
Anyone else? This is I didn't expect anyone to take advantage of my suggestion. You can't allow me to miss my vote.
Yeah, I'll make this quick, Mr. Chairman. The most worrying thing about the Washington Post article, and as a person, like many people who are on this panel today, we remember the history, and the history goes back a ways. But when you look at the Civil War pension program that these folks came back to, after a while, the articles and the news and the public opinion shifted away from that it's the government's fault that's making it too hard, and they put a glaring light on the veterans and the doctors and the lawyers, and they scrapped the program. And as we all know, that went from that to the Spanish-American pension program, which preceded the bonus marches of the 1930s. And we're less than a half mile away from where thousands of veterans camped out for days, and some of them lost their lives for their benefits. Now, as we move forward and this discussion moves forward, we should always keep that in mind so that it never, ever happens again. If there is a program that can be improved, that's here already, we should all work together to make those improvements.
Thank you. It's a good place, a good place to end the hearing. Thank you. I want to again thank you. Each member of the committee now has 5 legislative days to submit any written statements or questions for the record. Any senator who would like to submit a question for the record to today's witness needs to, I didn't say that quite right, let's do it over. Each member has 5 legislatives in which to submit statements or questions for the record. Any senator who would like to submit a question for the record for today's witnesses, please do so in a timely manner. Likewise, I ask our witnesses to respond to any question for the record following today's hearing in a timely manner as well. And with that, this hearing is adjourned. Thank you.